what's mine. Yes. Confine, wrap, stretch arms and sinews, muscles, bark, because then a fucking triumphant was sprout from the seedling in the soil where it's plants. Like a pot, but no, and then a pot-belly pig would laugh with a grin, and then off with them bras, cause they're hard to be in bars on the ground, and then y'all can fucking build a heart over a home, and then with these two hands, it's a stick and some mud that I found. This is a big pot that's brewing a wall that the witch will use to cast her spell. The grandest one that they'll be talking about. All she want was fame and nothing else. She don't want the gold they stole from where it was. Maybe it helps the world and it spins. If it does, but I think it's snow globe that sits on the disc of God, and he just washed for when I rip and spit real good and point my fingers up like I point to him. Yes, have I pointed at rip, a pointed dart, maybe a pointiata that struck with stick. Hate the loop on this shit, and I want out of this shit like I'm a tool and shit. Infected by what could have had a bunch of contagions. Entering your airstream, dog, and then a fucking opera song was the opera you want, and I would love a glittery one, and the heart was full from as half it was. And a half a pullet would do. A half a pullet. A half a pail full of milk squeeze. Real good, real whole. That was what you would use when breakfast becomes stew. This nook I was good, in this part of the woods, invincible bro, I couldn't be taken down. A whole bunch of enchantment zone, like we playing magic cards. These were the cards that would get you in a lock like your wrist would touch, and that would have been the biscuit with a bunch of whistling that starts. Like a whole bunch of lumberjacks saw when the bark would start to growl, and then the growl was better than the bark because that's when he's about to pounce, and that's when the pound by pound to break you with all my sound. And then the director saw on his chair, he puffs like a bud. It's when I dismiss a personal rib that has no manifest and pause and no moving once. They've all been stuck. It's all been sawed together like a clock that's on the right time for once. Yes, that's the gems, and that's how many stems of whatever sticks from the potter's plot, because that was the plan of all of them. That was when the peanuts cracked to see what's inside the shells they hid. That's the hustle become the hustle, because that could have been the hustle that I said for so long. Have I said for so long? Have I said for so long? Have I said now? For so long. Of course I have. I've lived this life. I know this life. I know I'm life force, bro. Yes. While you're lifeless, you're a corpse. You need a coffin, you need a couple of them sharp to be put where they go. Then I put the ball like it's on the green. Yes, of course. And then the yes would start and never stop. It's ceaseless, dog. So why don't you cease and assist? And then I could be the cops that cough you, dog, a wrist. And then you could have lost to Scotland Yard, get down like he's about to dance. Off with pants and off with another one of these that I dispense. Sweet for a kid, Willy Wonka, my shit in each sentence that stuck, it stinks the best. And then it stings a bit when I reach that flesh. When I get my size in with this cross I sharpen. And then every party gets dunked inside the top hit. Then they get stuck the way I wanted. And then the parachute opens off for who jumped it. One of these ships was high enough, but it wasn't. Maybe what was bright and dark had a bunch of lights involved, but that's a spell like cost illuminate the fucking room that's large. A witch on an elephant big, and that could have been a wish from a lamp, and I could went to a very big lens. So I could stretch the distance again and make them toss from the isn't the is. And then y'all got a fubsy wubsy talk inside the tub. Rub-a-dub-dub that shit, then dub you a fucking knife for once. In the daylight sun as the day breaks through, bunch of dust curtains hung. Curtsy yourself like a fucking Keaton. Michael in front, Batman dog, because my utility belt was bad enough to kill you all. With a bunch of gas to spray, guess the Joker days. Cold for days, like a fucking coffer that keeps all of the chains that dock inside of arcade machines. On the top, middle of bomb is where they settle in. Have I said that philosophy shit has it sunk a bit because it coulda got another one of them shrines erect every time I did, and then that was a time to test the time I'm in, and then test the fucking sediment to see how it settled in, and then if it wasn't the way that I liked, I'd resettle it like this was a bunch of shit that do a test experiment, like do a dunk a bunch of sprigs of peppermint that I just plucked a pick from the spots it was, and then you could have washed it off like you washed your hands of it. Like that's the red that's stuck because you didn't have gloves. You O.J. Simpson then hopped over fence or throw them in the neighbor's yard. Why was he fucking implicated? Took me a while to find that word. World War, tools in his bag and tools in trunk. I had to run in a truck for that one. Yes. Over shoulder flow, and then I fucking push a boulder over to see what type of bug has made its home. Where it's dark and where it's dark, where it's wet and hasn't dried cause the sun couldn't touch. It only touches that lawn that resembles a yard. But usually laws get cut with what moss, because that could have been what the moss was for, because that's where the moss that's cold. That's what's when this monster go, because I must have mowed, and then I must have I want the world, I want the globe, I want what Atlas hold when I'm back at flow, I backhand yo's sucks. It was young, mine was old. Mine was gray beard that reached the flow, reaches beyond. If I unleashed my car on the edge of the cliff, it would touch the surface of the wit. Yes, that's how bad I is. If we go by that and yardstick shit from yard sales that have you bought this yet? Have you bought this yet? Hope you does, that loop really sucks, and then I throw you a loop with top because you was aloof, real high up, in a crate that's made, bunch of nimble hands involved because the crate was small. Yes, my crate was tall like cream. Yeah, tall. That's right. Yes. Usher in some shit to make you really think. You need a Shriner kid this shit. Because then I put a cap and lid off of what you spit. Yes. Rambunctious talk. Bunch of grimace stuff. Like you could grimace soft. Like the Grinch does. When it's hard and boss, and then you got disheartened, dog, cause you're dishonest and stuff. You're dishonorable. This shovel thought, like it's dirty paw. Then another dirty paw told it all. You can get away with one. TWA.